On October 17, 2025, President Donald Trump declared a full-blown trade war with China, sending global markets into chaos. The Dow Jones futures plunged, reflecting the deep uncertainty gripping investors worldwide. In the White House, Trump framed the conflict as a fight for America's economic sovereignty, vowing to end what he called unfair Chinese trade practices. Meanwhile, in Beijing, officials scrambled to respond, vowing firm retaliation and denouncing American bullying. The diplomatic facade between the two superpowers shattered, exposing deep mistrust and rivalry. For businesses, supply chains were suddenly at risk. For consumers, higher prices loomed. The world's two largest economies had entered their most dangerous standoff yet. The abstract language of tariffs and deficits became terrifyingly real for millions. The global economy now faced a seismic threat, with decades of international commerce at stake. The high-stakes game of economic brinkmanship had reached a critical breaking point. The spark for this new escalation: rare earth metals, vital for tech and defense, over which China holds near-total control. In early October, Beijing imposed strict export controls, weaponizing its dominance and rattling the global tech industry. The Trump administration responded with sweeping 100% tariffs on Chinese goods, set for November 1st. This was no longer incremental pressure, it was economic shock and awe. The conflict, rooted in years of disputes over trade deficits and intellectual property, now threatened global technological supremacy. Both sides dug in, with national pride and strategic ambitions fueling the standoff. De-escalation seemed nearly impossible as every move was seen as an act of aggression. The tit-for-tat measures escalated rapidly. China halted all new purchases of U.S. soybeans, targeting Trump's political base and American farmers. The U.S. slapped new tariffs on trucks, buses, and building materials, driving up costs for businesses and consumers. China retaliated by disrupting U.S. business interests, sanctioning shipping companies, and restricting exports of high-performance NVIDIA chips. The World Trade Organization warned that a U.S.-China decoupling could slash global GDP by 7%. Global trade growth forecasts plummeted, and the WTO found itself powerless to stop the economic slide. The rules-based trading system was unraveling. The world braced for a significant slowdown. The real casualties of the trade war: ordinary Americans and businesses. Studies show U.S. consumers and companies are absorbing most tariff costs, leading to higher prices on everyday goods. Families feel the pinch on everything from kitchen cabinets to laptops. The government's tariff revenue comes at the expense of its own citizens, acting as a regressive tax. Small and medium businesses, reliant on Chinese supply chains, scramble to adapt, often at great cost. Many are forced to raise prices or cut jobs, stifling growth and confidence. The uncertainty makes it nearly impossible for companies to plan or invest. The trade war's impact is no longer abstract, it's hitting wallets and livelihoods. Policy chaos is now a major drag on the U.S. economy. The trade war isn't just fought with tariffs, it's a legal and political battle too. China has filed complaints at the WTO, accusing the U.S. of violating global trade rules. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court is set to decide if Trump's tariffs overstep presidential authority. The outcome could reshape how America wields trade power. To ease political pain, the White House offers targeted relief, like tariff offsets for the auto industry and deals with foreign companies. These moves reveal a pragmatic, sometimes inconsistent approach to damage control. Both sides are using every tool, legal, economic, and diplomatic, to gain leverage. China seeks international support. The U.S. tries to shield key industries. The legal and political maneuvering adds new layers of complexity to an already volatile conflict. The future of global trade may hinge on courtroom and backroom deals as much as on tariffs. Amid the turmoil, a glimmer of hope emerges. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is set to meet China's vice premier in Malaysia, a critical chance to halt the spiral. The goal: pause the escalation and lay groundwork for real negotiations. President Trump hints at flexibility even as he threatens more tariffs. A classic negotiating tactic. The world watches anxiously, as even U.S. allies like Canada threaten countermeasures. If talks fail, a 100% U.S. tariff could trigger global recession. But if common ground is found, a Trump-Xi summit could follow, perhaps the last chance to avert catastrophe. The stakes are enormous. Global stability, economic growth, and the future of U.S.-China relations hang in the balance. The world waits, holding its breath,